Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I would show you how to play one of my favourite Rush tracks. This is The Trees. I absolutely loved this the moment I heard it, which was many moons ago now. I know that Neil Peart said that this is a song about some trees in a wood, but it's clearly an allegory of Canadian independence from Britain. The two tree species that I talked about here, are the maple, obviously, is a symbol for Canada, and the oak, obviously known in North America a lot as the English oak. A symbol of Britain, even though actually the oak is found right across the whole of the Northern Hemisphere. It's not really a symbol of Britain at all. I remember playing this in a school assembly way back in the early 1980s. Not long after it was released, and we were that assembly was about the end of empire, the effect of colonisation, and colonial rule. And this song is clearly about that. It starts off with a part on classical guitar, so as you see, I'm on my classical guitar. This is my first ever guitar that I ever had. I got this when I was 11. So I've had this guitar for 56 years now, 46 years. So I'm giving myself an extra 10 years then. Oh, yeah. It's been through the wars, as this guitar, but it still plays nicely, which is why I've never replaced it as my classical guitar. So what I'll do is I shall show you how to play this classical part first. I'll then switch over to the Strat, and we'll go through the electric parts. Okay, so this is how it starts. So that's how it starts. You'll notice there's a couple of variations in there, but it's a relatively straightforward chord sequence. A couple of things to say before start is about how I will hold a classical guitar. I want the neck to be up closer to me, so I will hold it on my left leg, not on the right. So I don't hold it over here, I hold it there. That gives for some of the more complex shapes that you make on here, it gives me a better position to play, and this is the way that classical guitarists will actually hold. The other thing is about nails. So I don't keep my nails very long. Enough to be able to give that sound that we want, but don't make the mistake of keeping your nails really long. I used to do that when I was younger. they break. Actually, you'll keep the nails will be much stronger if you keep them so they're just a little proud of the fingertip, which is actually all you need. So the chords are quite simple. So it starts with a D to an F sharp minor to a C sharp minor to an A, played on the 5th fret, and down to an E, to a G, an A, and B minor, and then B minor with you release this the finger here, so that you're playing just the A. But that's what it is. So it's okay. So the thing you do want to take note of then is the picking. So that's the first pick pattern. So you're going to go from picking from the top string and the bass note of the chord you're playing. So on a D, that's going to be the open 4th string. And then, so pick that with your 3rd finger and thumb, and then 2nd and 3rd strings with your middle and index finger. I should also say about positioning of your right hand. Don't hold on to the base of the soundboard of the guitar itself with your finger to hold yourself. You want your hand to be free. So get used to actually just holding your hand so that you can pick with any of these fingers. So, and I would normally pick just between the sound hole and the bridge, not over the sound hole, but just here, just. Then you can move around depending on what sound you want. So if you want a soft sound, you move up here. If you want a harder sound, move down towards the bridge. So you can move your right hand around. So that's why you want the right hand to be free. Okay. So this pick. So the first one is, then you go to the sus2, the D sus2, so lift off this middle finger. And notice you're only picking this bass note on the first one. So remember you're playing this in 6, you're playing it in 6/4. So it's a count of 6, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then to the F sharp minor, same thing, but you're going to here the bass note is going to be on the 6th string. Yeah. I don't play this 3rd note here, or the 6th note in that. I just let that one ring. Come up to the C sharp minor. So now your bass note is going to be on the 5th string. Yeah, and the 4th fret. Yeah, is what you're playing. And you're picking the 5th string. And that pick is different now, you notice, so it's going down from picking from 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Then up to the A. And you're back to this initial pick again. And again, at the second run, I will let that 2nd string ring out for the 2 notes rather than picking the 3. Down to the E. So again, we're coming down to now going from, instead of going from 1, 2, 3, we're going from 3, 2, 1. So we're going to pick the bass note. to the G. So again, you're now going from 1, 2, 3, then to the A. Is it to go from the 1? So we're going from 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and go from. So this one is different here. So that's going 1, 2, 3 on the G. On the A, you're going to go from picking again your bass note on the 5th string. You're going to go from 2, 3, 4. And you pick the 4th string with your thumb. So it's. And then to the B minor. So here you're not picking individual notes, but you're picking up, you're playing 5, 3, 2. Twice, lift off this finger, do a hammer on, and then play the F sharp here and the B with your thumb. And finish off by picking those 3 notes again. Okay, so you get. I'll do that again. Okay. There's then a couple of variations you have on this. Next time when the lyrics start, you do get this as well. So instead of being, you do this hammer on with your little finger onto the G, the hammer and pull onto the G here instead. And then instead of being, it's they do the same hammer on, but then playing the F sharp and the D on the 1st and 2nd string. Or you can do it, which is playing the 2 strings. So you're playing, get that finger out of the way, playing 1 and 2. And then 2 and 3. So you're playing that with your 3rd and middle finger, then your middle and index finger. And the 3rd one, again, you put that drill in. Play that, and again on those 2 top strings. And for that 3rd one, you can put in those extra notes that you've missed out in the first one. Instead of being, instead of that, it'd be. You've just got to be quicker in moving from one chord to the other because you haven't got a lot of time. One of the reasons that we leave those notes out in moving from the F sharp minor to the C sharp minor and to the A, here you're leaving those, you leave those notes out, give yourself time to move around the fretboard. And then at the end of it we get do that again. That was horrible. Now Now that's the way I normally end this. The way that Alex Lifeson does this with B2B, he actually plays with his thumb. I find it really hard to play with my thumb. So I normally play, when I play these, run across all the strings, I normally play it with the back of my index finger. Now I normally play these is like this. So I'll pick these four strings with thumb, index, middle, third. And get used to doing that. And then for the end one, I will then play that as a strum across, but usually with the back end of my index finger, like that. So you get. And sometimes when you play it, I'll end up playing it with that A. I'll just play with as all those together. I just like the way that sounds, and it gives a little bit of variation. And you finish on the B minor. And from there we move into the electric part. So hopefully that gives you a good indication of how to play the classical bit. We'll now move on to the Strat. See you in a bit.